Hello? Hey, alright. I'm playing Historic Brawl for the next 600 years because I love this format. I am playing Golos, though. I know it's super popular, but what I like about Golos is there's 1,000 different ways to do it, outside of probably like a few like staples, maybe. Um, well, maybe not. Maybe not. I don't know. There's a ton of different ways to do this. Zakama is probably not a staple, but Zakama is a great card and it's so fun. So we're going to do some Historic Brawl. I haven't played since this. Well, I mean, it came out today, so I obviously haven't played it yet, but let's see how we do. I heard this was going to be like a thing forever, which would be really cool. That'd be nice. Teferi. Okay. Well, my first game. Let's play a temple. Definitely don't want that. Glacial Fortress. Alright, so we're going to play this. We're going to probably wind up cycling. We can always pick it back up later, but I guess we can hold on to it if we don't find a land and then cycle on my turn. Not much of a difference. Alright. I guess there would be kind of a difference because I play a land alongside of this. There's a bug on my monitor, and it is huge, and it just scared me. Yeah, that was huge. Alright, anyways. I'm going to play the thing that doesn't die to a removal spell. I can't imagine our opponent will counter this. Teferi might be a problem in the long run. What do we need? A blue, black. We don't really need anything specifically. I'll just get a random basic here. Teferi might actually be a problem. They go counterspell this turn into Teferi, and it's bad news bears. Is there any way to... I mean, they're probably going to counter anything I do. So I might as well cast this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because if this doesn't... Like, they might not counter this, right? And now I have a haste threat to kill Teferi. But even still, though, the problem is they plus Teferi and they leave up what I assume to be a counter spell. Okay, I didn't expect that at all, actually. Like, they plus, and then this is probably didn't see it coming or whatever, which is extremely annoying, but there's enough 2-mana counter spells that this is just no bueno. They might just let this go through. Yep. I'm not going to go for the Vorniclix. Honestly, Golos doesn't even seem good here. But I guess it's the namesake card. Cool, it's literally the card we were talking about. Wow, look at that. Alright. When they have a full hand, I don't really care if this hits me, because they have to, like, discard and stuff. I guess that's not the case right now. And it's not really about ultimating Teferi as it is just amassing an insane amount of card advantage. Maybe I want the 6-mana, like your opponent discards their whole hand for non-creature spells or whatever. Seems like it would be really good here. I don't think anything I do is going to resolve. Golos isn't even that good here. Opponent probably agrees. I get Field of the Dead, so I can apply enough pressure to never die to the board, right? Because I could just keep threatening zombies. But they're going to draw so many cards and probably have a bunch of sweepers. I am curious how many counter spells they have. Probably a lot. Excuse me. Sphinx is rev for 3? Oh boy. Definitely a lot of planes. Are these like the D&D one? No, they're not. That's Strixhaven. Yep, like I said, probably a bunch of sweepers. We'll draw a card. Yep, draw. Alright, so we got the Field of the Dead, which means we can perpetually attack Teferi, and this might be Doomscar or the weird, like, what's his name, Nico's whatever you call it, the scry 2 draw 2. Just gonna do some rampy ramp, get some zombies. Of these, I think the best one to cast is this one, because I don't need to really play this. Okay, so we can see any card. There's really no uncounterable stuff, other than, I guess, arguably Uro. Ulamog can't be countered. Do I have mana for it? I imagine I do. 1, 2, 3, 10. I do. So I should maybe... Oh, I did! I actually do have Thought Distortion in my hand, in my deck. This just destroys their entire hand, which is extremely devastating, so I suppose I will take that one. Again, I expect like 6 sweepers. This probably won't stick around. It's probably Doomscar. Cleansing Nova's another annoying card. Well, they have Search for Scontas, so I guess they don't want to blow up their own enchantments. They also don't necessarily need Teferi in play. Castle Ardenvale immediately makes a token. What? Okay. Alright, I'm going to attack before I cast this. I think? Yeah. Are we? Are we doing that? No. This is better, because it hits Settle the Wreckage, and I can potentially kill Teferi immediately. I wonder how many cards this is going to hit. This might be like... I was about to say, I'm probably going to make him discard like 6 cards. Oh. 3,000. Whoa. Mastery Orb. Wait, what? 3,000 for like 1 win and then there's no reason to keep going? I didn't even notice that. I mean, we're doing the Mastery. It doesn't really matter. I'm going to get them all before the thing's over. That's hilarious. That's kind of what I figured would happen, though. We just utterly destroy them. They might have had Settle the Wreckage. Definitely had some counter spells. I trust my past self, because I made this deck before D&D set came out, and I also made it in anticipation of this format or whatever, so I didn't expect that card to be good. I mean, it's a 100 card singleton, so I might not remember every single card every time. Omnath. Okay. 4 color, not black. These are not good. I don't have an early... Yeah. Why is this in my deck? I don't know. I trust myself. Let's keep this. Emergent Ultimatum is good for... what's it good for? Oh, like the combo. Not even. It's just good in value. Like you can get 3 very annoying cards, and your opponent just gets rid of the most annoying one and has to deal with the other 2. Brushfire Elemental. Okay, that's different. Into the North is the only rampant growth, unfortunately. So we need a second blue for some of our hand, and outside that, everything else seems good enough. Yeah, let's get the blue-green Snowland. Golos has a turn 5, or a 5-minute spell every game is extremely good. Now our opponent has a turn 4 thing, probably almost every game, because they just, it's pretty difficult to... Well, it depends how many basics you're running. Whenever you attack, put a counter... Okay. Wait, what? What do they do? Whenever you attack... Oh, the learn doesn't do anything? Because you can't have a sideboard in this format? That's... Either way, it's a very strange card. I don't think I've ever seen that one. I could just Valky here. I might do that. Probably gonna Assassin's Trophy. No, let's just do this in Valky. Get a forest? Yes. Oh, what? Isn't this black? Oh, it's not black. I should have manually tapped. Wow, I'm surprised it tapped like that anyways. Well, this is a 3-color land. Yeah, I should have been able to at least cast Assassin's Trophy, but it tapped both my black sources. I thought this was Sultai. Whoops. Did they just do that backwards? I think they did that backwards. Okay. At this point, I guess I'm casting Golos. 5, 6, 7. Yeah. I don't know how good Field of the Dead is here gumming up the board, but it seems decent enough. I don't know. This is exciting though. Omnath was popular last time this format was out. I'm not super impressed with tribal stuff in singleton formats. It just seems kind of difficult. But this doesn't seem like a tribal thing, and Omnath is not exactly a tribal card. It's an elemental, but you just, you know, it does literally the things you want in Commander, and it's all in one card. Definitely gonna oh, I can't block with 2 or less. I can see an argument for chumping here and then just recasting this next turn. Also, I'm not actually gonna activate Golos. Golos dying also gives me access to the Chromatic Lantern land, which lets me cast like this and stuff. Enters the battlefield, cast an instant sorcery artifact from your graveyard. Okay, just make sure I know what that does. Yeah, we're gonna go with Golos again. The World Tree, that's what I was thinking about. And I think I'm gonna go with it. Yes. Yes. And I can make a second zombie with this, so I guess I'll do that. Cracking it. It also taps for mana because I have World Tree in play. If you run out of basics or something. Uh-huh. I'm glad Omnath doesn't perpetually draw cards, because otherwise I'd be in a difficult situation. They're down to 2 cards, too, and I'm not scared of a 5/5. I'm also not scared of Omnath actually killing me. They have all the mana in the world. I can't say I care at this point. You can pretty much cast anything. That's fine. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Ba-da-da-ba-ba-ba. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 mana. A fat Krasis. Alright. Opponent plays a thick boy that we can't block. I don't even agree with this attack, because they've seen that, like, if I seem to be just doing this to perpetually get lands, I don't know if this is a good attack. For all you know, you may be just making things better for me. Not necessarily true, but, you know, always a possibility. Alright, so we're going to cast this. Agent of Treachery isn't the greatest, but our opponent might realize that and not pick it to shuffle, so I'll take Akunda's thing. I guess no matter what you do, your opponent will always choose Omniscience, so you just get like 2 cards in that one of whatever you choose, right? Actually, let's do that. Omniscience, and then we'll get the Liliana Vorniclix combo, so we can immediately ultimate this. They have to pick one of those 2, and that forces Omniscience, which means I can cast this and recast Emergent Ultimatum. Yep. Oh, they took... Alright, so cast... Yeah. I think my opponent realized that was either a grave mistake or they just lost to this card no matter what they did. But that's not necessarily true, because my hand could be really bad and Omniscience is useless. But, like I said prior, your opponent's probably always going to pick Omniscience, even if it isn't the right choice, because they don't want you to do that ability, because it's scary on the surface. But you have to accept I'm getting Omniscience into play. A counter argument is, why would I cast that card if... It's not even really a counter argument, though. Why would I cast that card if I could just literally cast anything in my deck because I have more than 10 mana in play? So it doesn't make a ton of sense to let me not just have Omniscience anyways, as I'm able to cast everything anyways out of my deck, you would assume. I'll keep this. I don't like Duress that much, but we are against Teferi again. Alright, this is the Sultai Triland. Another discard spell. Alright, well I guess that makes that kind of easy. Definitely gonna do this. Doesn't feel good to counter this. Sure. Oh, this is a tap land? Oh, that was really stupid of me, wasn't it? Yeah, that was really bad. I thought this was a, whoops. Alright, well, sometimes you just, you don't make the best decisions in life. Rewind Mass Manipulation? Okay, well, I'm definitely taking Rewind. That's any spell, right? Yeah. Mass Manipulation? How long does our opponent think this game is going to go? Now here's a problem. Our opponent's going to play Teferi next turn. They don't have a counterspell, so it kind of makes sense to... I guess I'll lead with this. Take that. I don't really care about Agent, because now they can cast Teferi. As long as they don't find a 2-mana counterspell, I can always just kill it with Binding. I don't really want to Assassin's Trophy it, because they can cast it the next turn, because when this goes to the command zone, it costs 2 more. This gives them the land, and they have a land in hand, and just do it again, so... I guess we're winging it. Fortunately, I can't cast Thought Eraser in the same turn. Oh, they found something? Yeah, well, I guess that's game. They found Spell Pierce in a format where I vehemently don't think it's very good, but I guess it doesn't matter. Yeah, that's probably just game, actually. That was probably the complete turn of the game. I don't know how to come back from this. The missing lands. Uro's just no good. They have too much stuff. Yeah, no, this is game. This is game. I can't come back from that. The Spell Pierce completely soloed me. The Binding was also giving me lands too. It was just an integral turn. That's unfortunate. I could have played a little bit longer, but poking Teferi for 1 means I have 1 less mana to play with every turn, and they're still drawing 2 cards a turn with what I assume to be a lot of counter spells. Okay, ramp spell. I'm going to keep this on the Thoughtseize. I'm not going to turn 1 Thoughtseize. Don't see much a reason to. I don't think I'm going to turn 2 Thoughtseize either. I'd rather play something like this. Hopefully I find a land. I only want to Thoughtseize when stuff pops off. Oh! Wow. Not going to lie, I didn't expect that. Okay. They probably take my Thoughtseize as the rest of my hand is... Or Brainstorm. Because the rest of my hand is just like ramp spells, and it's not super relevant. Yeah, you just take one of those two. Hey! Is that what we're doing this turn, though? I think I'm gonna do this instead. And I could look for a Black Source here, but I'd rather just do this. Because it might do some crazy stuff. Tail's End? I don't think I agree with this card. It counters your opponent's commander, but that's really all it does, and I'm not big on that. The stifle effect is... Wait, is it the stifle effect? Counter... Yeah, it does have a stifle effect to it as well. I put my money where my mouth is. If I had an untapped source here, casting Golos Talisman would be decent. Just not super impressed with it. Let's do this. Get a... Wait, what? They drew Dovin's Veto? Okay, sure. That's fine. Red, green, blue, white. So they can cast this. That's pretty annoying, actually. Yep. Maybe I should be running Omnath. I'm not big on Omnath, but, you know, maybe it's good enough. So opponent casts Golos next turn. Select a card. Wait, what? Select a card to discard and draw. You have no lesson cards in your sideboard? What? What? When you learn with no sideboard, you draw discard? Someone's gonna have to tell me about that. I don't know what that means. I don't know what just happened. That's odd. So you get to draw discard, or you get to discard draw if you can't learn. Is that what happened game 1 against that person who, like, discarded a card and I wasn't sure what happened and I didn't say anything? Must have been. I've never seen that. Okay. That's very odd. My opponent just didn't cast Golos. What? You're leaving up Tails End? But Tails End's not going to do anything if I know about it. You could Tails End Omnet, I mean Uro, but that... What? Uro? Are you gonna Tails End this? Okay. Sure. I guess I'll brainstorm. That's good. I can't cast it this turn. I don't know, would I rather play a land than just play this? I think I'm just going to do this. Put down a bottom. I want to draw this next turn. Play this. Swing. Are you going to cast Golos now? You missed a... Oh, they didn't miss a land drop. They didn't miss a land drop, so... I don't really know the point of Tails End instead of Golos. Again, I think Golos is better than Uro in this spot. Oh, right. You could do that. You can do both because of the... Yeah. That's fine. I don't think taking an extra turn is super relevant. We're not really... The game's not about damage. Not really. Okay, so they don't have Field of the Dead because they would have done that first. Okay, they could still have Field of the Dead. I don't know what my opponent's deck's about. This is so weird. So our lands don't untap next turn. Uro kind of negates that. Do I want to draw this? Not really. I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so. Uro stops the beats as well, so there's kind of a double reason to cast this here. Oh, not that. Not that. 3, 4, 5. It's kind of interesting. We're both somewhat out of cards. Ha! That'd be nice, right? Why does it say I can cast this on 4 mana? Oh, this taps for 2? Add 2 mana? Oh, wow. Alright. No, I mean, we're doing that then. That's funny. Taps for 2 because I played Uro. I big-brained myself. Alright, so Feel the Dead. I messed up, and I accidentally got another Snow Forest instead of a regular one. Hopefully that doesn't come to bite me. I'd have 1 zombie by now. Do they have 5 cards? They do, wow. What a strange game. They decline Uro. No, they can still cast Uro. They can still cast Uro. Vorniclix doubles your mana? Yeah, alright. So they basically have Omniscience. They actually do have Feel the Dead. My opponent has played this rather conservatively. I can still cast Uro. Still cast Uro. I think you plus Chandra here, because you can pretty much cast anything out of your deck. Okay, just do that again, sure. What is this? Disdainful Stroke. Okay. You don't have any lands in your hand. So odd. Please don't kill Golos. Wait, what? They plussed and declined to cast this. Could they not cast it? They must not have been able to cast it. Still seems very strange. Okay, play a land, get a zombie. Cast this, I think. Am I attacking with Uro? I don't know. I think either way I have to do this, so I'm gonna just leave with this. Their Golos just ticking away at me may be my downfall here. I guess the second land might as well be a temple. That is not... I mean, this answers Uro, but they're probably going to play it next turn. Probably. I think I have to swing with Uro. No, because that opens up so much. No, it doesn't. It doesn't necessarily open up that much. But if they block with Golos, they get to recast it. No, it doesn't matter. Let's just draw. That was a really good draw. If we somehow don't die next turn, I guess we're in a decent spot. I guess. But they get like double Golos activation, which is really bad. They should not play a land, because Golos lets you play lands. It doesn't make sense to play one out of hand. Because now they just like lose those 2 lands there. What is this? Humiliate, reveals her hand. Ah! Oh, I still have Regrowth. I can pick it up. I can pick it up. Reveals her hand, choose an iron, discard the card. Yeah, I can still pick it up. Oh, well, I guess I get a second turn. Maybe I don't get the time. Yeah, yeah. Elspeth's Nightmare discards the Regrowth. Okay. Well, this is kind of cool. Can't say I would have expected this combination of cards. I don't really have a lot of respect for this Chandra in a Golos deck. Elspeth Conqueror's Nightmare is decent. Vorniclix is alright. Actually, I don't even think Vorniclix did that much this game. It didn't shut me off of what I was planning to do. So I'm not super stoked on it. I guess Chandra draws cards, though, which is relevant. I do like Omnath. Maybe I should craft an Omnath. I do have a Mythic. it replaces itself at the very least, right? And then just like randomly does stuff. You randomly gain life. You randomly get mana. Still don't know how relevant it is, though. In fact, I would argue it hasn't been super relevant at all for our opponent to have anything that Omnath does continue to do so. What's this one? Spend this mana to cast artifact spells. Search your library for a card named Heart Piercer Bow or Feel a Dragonfire. Tap for 2. Okay, so this basically cheats out Golos, right? Taps for 2 for Golos. That's kind of cool. I respect that. Maelstrom Pulse. I don't have that one. I can't imagine our opponent's going to cast Time Wipe. Yeah, they'll probably Maelstrom Pulse a token and then swing for lethal. I'm just trying to figure out more cards of their deck. I didn't learn anything there. Maybe they mess up and I live? They kill their own Golos? That's funny. Maelstrom Pulse kills them all. Alright, we're dead. They got me. I won't see any new cards. Interesting. Alright. Plenty of cards that I'm not playing. Some of them I don't agree with. Some of them are kind of fun, though. I don't know. I won't change anything for now. Whoops. We can cast Growth Spiral. You know, the longer Ulamog chills in my deck, the more I don't want it to be in my deck. I probably will replace Ulamog with something castable. Probably either a land at this point. I was about to say Golos is irrelevant. Ulamog is not the greatest. This hand is... like, what is it doing? I don't know. I don't like it. This hand's slightly better. I also don't really like Tamiyo. Getting stuff out of my graveyard is kind of cool, but the plus just doesn't do anything, right? Like, you're never gonna name the right card. It's like impossible. Okay, we got green, blue, green, black. So this should be... oh yeah, this deck is also mostly Sultai. It's not red or white that much. It's just mostly Sultai. But I can still activate Golos, because Golos can get that World Tree, and it just doesn't matter at that point what your lands look like. Swamp. Have a double black, everything else is single, and I can cast it. Oh, that was a really good draw. Duress? Huh. Do I want to deal with Duress? I don't think I care about Duress. It'll probably hit Chromatic Lantern. I think I'll just deal with Cold Steel Heart. Don't really care about Duress. It can take one of my 2 ramp spells, I guess. Chromatic Lantern giving me all colors is nice, but it's not integral. I can also see an argument for taking pretty much everything except Eldest Reborn. Everything else is reasonable. I wouldn't take Tamiyo. Okay, I wouldn't take Tamiyo. Opponent takes Tamiyo. I would not take that card. I can't cast it next turn. It somewhat, quote-unquote, undoes your Duress, because it can pick up whatever you Duress. But I'm not big on that. Okay. Let's get a green with this, I think, yeah. Do we Beanstalk Giant or do we Chromatic Lantern? I guess if I play this, it gives me a higher, ever so slightly higher chance of finding a land next turn to cast this. So I'll just do this. Did they draw a land? That's also untapped. It's looking like an Uro. Oh. Oh, never mind. The Gilded Goose lets them do it. Right, I forgot. They had 5 in play. I also don't think I like Eldest Reborn. This should definitely be a different card. Especially if Golos is prominent and all you did was make your opponent sacrifice a zombie, as Field of the Dead will also be prominent. I did not draw an untapped source. I can't imagine anything I tutor for is relevant here. I can get Casualties of War to blow up 1, 2, 3. Maybe that's good enough, right? But it takes 2 turns to accomplish because I don't have a land. Unless I cast this turn, which I don't think I want to. I'm just going to do this. Get Casualties of War. Yeah. It's not much else. Binding... No, I don't like Binding. This would be nice, but I'm so far away from it. Yeah, we're just going to get Casualties. Ruinous Ultimatum would be nice. I'm not... I mean, it's 1 mana more, right? No, we're gonna get Casualties. We're gonna get Casualties. Let's not mess around. We can cast Golos next turn. Opponent's pretty far away from activating Golos. Agent of Treachery is not super scary in the mirror, or it hasn't appeared to be. No red mana. Oh, never mind. This is 5 color. I lied. Earl's really good, though. They don't have... never mind. I was going to say, they don't have any green. But now they have all the green ever. So that's not good at all. Alright, found the land, so I can do creature, artifact. Do I even want to kill Golos? Because they can recast it. Might just not kill Golos so they can't do that. Yeah, we're gonna do that. Artifact would be this, creature this, land would be that. Not much of a reason to activate, kill Golos. They just recast it. Get another land. This does let them cast Uro because it puts enough cards in their graveyard, but I couldn't stop that anyways. I can also see an argument blowing this up so they don't have like perfect colors. But I find that to be rather inevitable, as all you really need to do is play enough lands to do that, and I can't stop them from playing an abundance of lands. Like any ramp spell would just undo that notion, right? I just don't see it happening. Eldest Reborn is not great here. Eldest Reborn is almost actively bad because they get to recast Golos, or at least they eventually get to do that. What's my alternative? This doesn't really do anything at all. It blocks this, but 5, 6, Golos. So we can cast Golos. Eldest Reborn's second ability is probably not good, and Eldest Reborn isn't reanimating anything. Oh, it can get Planeswalkers, right? Yeah, I can get Planeswalkers, so I can get Tamiyo back, but Tamiyo's not doing anything. Tamiyo can cycle with this, right? Like, go back and forth, but I can't say that's that great, so I'll just get this. I'll just do this. Get, Feel the Dead. We have our own World Tree in play. Okay, so they drew a land for the turn. We know that much. I don't really care if Golos dies. I'd make an argument that you don't necessarily want to kill your opponent's Golos ever. They drew another land. Do I block? I might just... They have 7 mana, so they can mind control my Golos. Well, looks like there's a fire. It forces out the agent, so I don't have to deal with it later. I think I'm just going to take it. If they Agent of Treachery my Golos, I think that's fine. I would keep my Golos and not just let me sacrifice it. Oh, wow. Alright. That's not what I expected at all. Ramp spell, land. Sure. Turn target card. Sure. I want some Coca-Cola. Okay. So I can just activate Golos. My hand is really bad. All this does is reset their Golos. Unless my opponent sacrifices one of these two for some reason. This doesn't do anything at all. This doesn't do anything at all. This doesn't do anything at all. Yeah, I think we're just going to activate Golos. Hope for the Ulamog that we haven't taken out yet. Oh my god. No! 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 Oh, dude, no. Alright. So I minus exile their Uro. I can't play a land, so cast this. Yeah, go to 1, play a land. Oh, I can't cast this. Oh, it casts 0. Why does it cost 0? Hold on, let me just double check. Top card. It's okay, so this will kill me. This will literally kill me. Can't do it. Agent of Treachery can take my Tybalt. To which Tybalt may potentially just plus, and then get this, and then discard something irrelevant. Wow, that was a really good Uro. I mean, excuse me, that was a good Golos activation. Sometimes Golos just comes in clutch. This seems extremely dangerous when you know I have a Bolas' Citadel, because I could just put a counterspell on top and stop whatever you're doing, because this lets me... Oh no, I'm at 1 life. I'm at 1 life. I actually can't cast a counter off the top of my deck, regardless. Do I just get Uro on top so I can gain life to continuously activate Golos? I keep messing up words. Bolas' Citadel. I assume my opponent's going to put something on top that just stops what I'm doing. I could put Scholar on the top. What does Scholar get back? Yeah, we're going to put Scholar on top, actually. It's safe to assume our opponent's going to put, like, yep. something that act with Golos activation just kills me, right? Oh yeah, no. So now they just get 2/1/1s, and we're dead. We're just dead. Because they get an extra turn and poke me for one. I only have one flyer. Huh. Funny. Alright. Did our opponent play any spicy things that we might want to put in our Golos deck? I don't think so. But I definitely learned things that I don't want in my deck. Tameo for certain. Eldest Reborn is another one. Where's Tameo? Where are you? Don't hide from me. I know where you live. Alright. What else is not, like, great? Vorniclix was bad there, but that's because Vorniclix had no, like, Liliana to just immediately win the game. Bolas' Citadel, I really like that card, so I'm not going to move that. This card is also good, so. Need 2 cards. I'd like some more ramp spells, but there's not much left that it's not already in the deck. I also don't even really like Ulamog. Might take Ulamog out. Zakamba, surprisingly, is just slightly better. Just because you can, like, spam it, and it's nice. The untap your lands with Golos is nice, because you still cast the cards Golos lets you cast for free. I guess Omnath is decent. The only problem is I can't consistently cast it before Golos has made entry, because my lands require me to be far more Sultai oriented. So red and white is extremely uncommon. Omnath still might be decent though. Omnath is a popular commander, so I imagine it's a pretty decent card to put in the deck. I would like some more ramp spells, to be totally honest, but... Symmetric... What's that card? Do I have it? I don't. Do I have one in the deck? I mean, do I own one? Something Symmetry? I'm not seeing it. Rare. I don't know what set it's from, even. I think it's Kaldheim. It's not Kaldheim. What is that set? The Vampire tutors both players? Zendikar? No. Something Symmetry. Oh, it might be the core set. No, it's not the core set. What? What's the... Where's that card from? Rare? It's a rare. It's a black card. It's a sorcery. And it costs 1. Scheming Symmetry. M20. Do I want to craft that? I think I do. I think that's an arguably really good card. Especially when you can immediately activate your Golos after you cast it. That impressed me. I'm going to go with that one. Inquisition doesn't seem the greatest, but if Teferi is super popular, then being able to Inquisition a counterspell is always nice, right? What else do we want? What else do we want? I don't want more pressure. I don't think that's what this deck's trying to do. I sifted through the D&D set and found nothing that was particularly interesting to put in here. I think the most recent cards are from Strixhaven. Thunderherd Migration isn't the greatest. 3 mana, get 1 basic. It's pretty much like the worst ramp spell in the deck. I guess it's not like absolutely terrible, but it's not great. I liked my opponent's play of that artifact card. What's it called? Whoops, I gotta get rid of it. Wait, what? Where is it? Collect it, not collect. Oh, that's why. The 1 minute thing. The 2 mana tap to cast. Yeah, this boy. It lets you cheat Golos out really fast. And it's in the Sultai colors. I like that a lot. I haven't seen that one before. That's pretty cool. Valky's also rather slow, but I think that's fine. Ashiok would be really nice if I could cast Ashiok or see Ashiok a little bit more often, but that's the price to pay with Singleton. I've only gotten Harness Infinity to work once, but when it worked, it felt really good. I need one card. How many lands we got? 34 lands? Yeah, I don't want to add another land. Thief of Sanity can also solo your opponent if they can't answer it. You draw like 2 cards a turn, basically, and your opponent is just milling out a lot. I guess it's not the greatest in the face of stuff like Uro. You just mill your opponent's Uro and you feed it and stuff. Is there a Planeswalker I like? I do like Teferi, but I don't have a lot of counter spells. Tail's End? Tail's End? Alright. That's not bad. That's not bad. Fine. We'll do Tail's End. I can see an argument for it. Oh, we're up against the other 5-color deck. The God one. It's like the 5-color shrine deck, except instead of finding shrines, you get gods. Alright, I can't ask for a much better hand. Maybe if this was a discard spell, but... Hey, do we want to cast this early? Probably. Whoops. Probably not. Just cast this. We'll cast our snow-covered forest, yeah. Okay. Play a tap land, I guess. I don't really want a Scheming Symmetry this early. Don't think that's what that card is about. Has Explore. Fabled Passage. Okay. Is it gods or is it like non-creature? Till you reveal a creature or planeswalker. Okay, so it has nothing to do with gods, technically. But this is a black source, cultivate. Get a black in a blue? No, get a green. Yeah, put the black in play. Opponent cultivates in response. So they basically have their commander next turn. We have ours next turn. The benefit, this seems like being on the play is super important because we get to cast Golos into casualties, blowing up their enchantment, which I imagine is quite devastating for them. Alright, so we cast Golos off of the land our opponent knows about. I think I want Field of the Dead, not World Tree. Opponent casts theirs, and we blow up. What is this tap for? Dragon, Temple, color, white. So we can blow this up and their enchantment. I can't imagine that's their only decision here. It's not. Is that what? What? Okay. Sure. So our opponent's in the fallacy of blowing up Golos when Golos can just recast himself if you have a land every turn. Which for the most part you probably should. So now I'll get the World Tree. Yeah, killing Golos is really not where you want to be. You definitely want to do other stuff. Almost always. Sultai Triome. Teamer Triome. Okay. Again, this is not the greatest decision. I cannot cast Golos this time. I don't have an untapped source. So I think I'm just going to play a land. Cast a ramp spell. I don't want to... Maybe I do want to cycle this. I could Scheming Symmetry and then like cycle to draw that card immediately. I don't really know what I'm after. I guess I prefer to cast this. Look for... Is Omniscience good here? Omniscience is not the best here, no. This seems decent. But not really. Ashiok seems good as well. Can I cast Ashiok immediately? No. I can get this? No, let's just get Ultimatum. The Sultai Ultimatum. Probably the best card. And then pass. Yep. So, do they finally cast their commander? They do. Alright. Finally. Swing for 4. Let's cast this first. I'm curious if our opponent has a counter spell. Okay, it doesn't seem like they do. I'll get that. Cast. Here, play this. Land. Enchantment. Artifact. This is indestructible, but I'm going to assert my dominance. I can't take them off of a color, so I might as well blow up the Sultai card. And pass. Probably cycle this. I think we have enough mana now. Yep. Hey, so we get 6. Do I cast this now? I probably do. Yeah, I'm just gonna cast this now. Because I can just do... I can do this, blow up their commander again. And then I can even draw the perfect card with Scheming Symmetry, because that's what this card does. I'll get Omniscience, I think. Omniscience seems fine. I could get this. Yeah, I'm gonna... No. We're gonna get this, because that lets me cast Time Warp again. It also lets me cast this again. That seems fine. I can Assassin's Trophy whatever my opponent puts on top, blowing up a land. They don't have to shuffle though, so that's not a guarantee. Oh god, our opponent was not expecting this. A free Vampiric Tutor. What do you put on top? You have 100 cards. Probably like Ruinous Ultimatum or something. I don't know. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute, dude. This shuffles. I lose my card. I just gave my opponent a free Vampiric Tutor. Oh, no. I lied. It's after your draw step. I lied. All is well. Alright, so here we're going to cast another turn. And hopefully win the game. Hey, we did it. I can't imagine our opponent can kill us from here, so... Or stop this, I should say. Nice. I didn't even... I actually didn't math that out. Maybe there's a reason not to cycle that land if I need another zombie, like to play a land drop or something. But I guess it worked out. I did not realize I actually could just kill them with an extra turn there. I forgot the 5/5 was the Sphinx was actually like a body and not just cast something out of your graveyard. Alright, we'll take it. I gotta make another protein shake. Alright. Turn 2 Thought Eraser, some land ramp, a card that's really not great. Alright, I'll keep it. Our opponent is playing Kanan, which does what now? Tap a permanent, doubles all your nonsense. Look at the top 5. Non-human. Okay. Wow. Actually no 1-drop. That's kind of crazy. So do we explore or do we discard? I think I'm going to discard. Might disrupt our opponent quite substantially. Okay, our opponent has the only card in the entire game that just stops that. Wow. Sure. Explore. Land black, so I can thought seize. Mystical Dispute. Guess I'll take that. It's kind of weird seeing all these. It's like every time I cast a discard spell, my opponent just has Agent of Treachery in their hand, which surprisingly is not super great. The game seems to be over before it matters. Maybe I should take out mine. It's a solid answer to things, but it doesn't seem super, super good. Also, our opponent's hand isn't super, super good. Are you going to cast this, or are you going to leave up Hexproof for this? The fact that they're playing Snakeskin Veil makes me think that keeping Kanan around is somewhat relevant. Okay, maybe not. Alright, so I'm going to cast... This taps, right? Yeah, so we have to get an untapped green source here. Then I can cast Spring. Get a black, blue, green, green. So anything goes for the most part. Basic forest, I guess. And then next turn, Golos into Ruinous Ultimatum. Reset my opponent's board. They might even Agent of Treachery my Golos, which we would want to see. That would be nice. Get the World Tree. Oh, come on. Dude, no. They top decked that? Really? Spell Swindle? A 5-minute counterspell? What? Okay. Sure. Alright, so they have a ton of mana. They can steal a land with the agent? I don't know if that's really that great. Or they can just cast Forniclix, because of course. Alright, so my opponent drew probably the best 2 cards of all time ever in their deck, back to back. I don't see us coming back from this. I really don't see us playing around that either. Land, cast Golos, and then do nothing next turn. We're still all in on the Ruinous Ultimatum, but we have to wait a turn now, but maybe that's just fine. Oh my god, don't Frilled Mystic. If they Frilled Mystic, I guess I just scoop. Cavalier of Gales. So that's the Brainstorm. That's not good, but you know that much don't have much we can do about that one. Okay. No, there's no way they're gonna do that actually. That doesn't matter. Get the World Tree. So now we just do nothing next turn, and then the turn after that, are we dead? I think we're just dead. Yep, we're dead. They get rid of our blocker. Yeah, we're dead. They did Agent of Treachery, which we did want to see, but I guess they just... The Spell Swindle was so good. It was so good. The problem with Golos is you can't really play a lot of counter spells because you obviously don't want to flip them with Golos and have them do absolutely nothing. Mono green. Mono green. Okay. Alright. I can respect that. Do we keep this? Discard tutor. Treasure. No. Need more mana, I think. It would be nice to see what this could do, so I guess I'll keep this. Yeah, we'll keep this. Okay. Guess I'll go with this. It means if I draw an untapped land, I can immediately cast Golos, which is rather massive. What basic land is my opponent using? They're using the auto-select basic land? How dare you? How dare you? I didn't draw land, dude. Guess I'll attack my opponent's hand, but it doesn't matter because they're going to just Nissa next turn anyways. Destroy target. I guess I'll take that. They're not going to swing with the Llanowar Elves. I guess they could, actually. I guess they could. Because they don't need it to activate or cast this, so they can swing with this. So might as well block it. I guess on the bright side, Sandworm Convergence? What? On the bright side, they don't have, like, insane closing speed. They basically have Omniscience, but they don't have a way to just immediately win the game out of nowhere. Well, that's a land. It's also the only, like, ramp spell I could possibly cast off of this, which is hilarious. So we're going to cast it. We're going to get a... We have blue, green... No, we have the other two. Black, blue, black, green. So blue or green? Blue? No, I think we want green. Yeah, we want green. See no reason to attack. I can even see an argument for my opponent not attacking. But that's probably unlikely. Creatures with flying can't attack you. Sure. That's one of my favorite cards. Especially in Magic Duels before Magic Arena came out. This is like my primary win condition in every deck I made. It was just Sandworm Convergence. Your opponent just sat there. Felt bad about everything. Nope, opponent doesn't care. They're going for the old closey wozy here. Nissa's ultimate's also insane because they'll probably get like 24 forests out of their deck. This hand is really expensive. Can cast Golos, but then what? Yeah, we're so behind. Field of the Dead doesn't even... I mean, no land does really anything. I think I have to just get a temple to help find stuff. So we'll just do that. That's not what we're after. I mean, it would be nice if I could use Golos activation on upkeep to just cast it for free, but I can't. I think we're dead. I think we are dead. Golos blocks their 3/3s, but they get 5/5s every turn. I can't answer those. How close am I to omniscience? Not very close. 10. Alright, so we take 16. Get a 5/5. Alright, shock myself. 1, 2, 3. Is this that? No. Can I cast this? 7. This doesn't let me do it. Brainstorm. Useless, useless. Land. 4. 4 mana. This into Assassin's Trophy. Assassin's Trophy. No, we're just dead. We're just dead. We're dead. There's no way. Alright, that sucks. The Llanowar Elves wasn't super relevant. Well, I guess it kind of was. The turn 1 mana dork in that kind of strategy kind of blew them over the top, right? Because then they could do... Well, no, not necessarily, because they had the 2 mana rent spell, right? They just made one of their lands tap for 2. So the turn 3 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, no. The mana dork... The Llanowar Elves was probably the reason they won that. At least the reason they won so quickly. Because the turn 1 extra mana, extra land drop, if you will, let them Nissa a turn early. And I just have no answer to that. Because if they were a turn slower, I think we were in decent shape. We could have tutored for... Excuse me, we could have... Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to go back and look at that game, actually. I want to go back and look at that one. Okay, let's bank on our opponent being slow. They're probably a slower deck, so we can probably get away with some nonsense. Uro was a good draw. That's a good draw. Definitely not going to cast Scheming Symmetry. I was about to say Seeming Schemetry. Opponent doesn't do anything. Do we cast this? Sacrifice land? It's just Haro, right? I think I'm going to cast Uro. What is this? Tail's End? Mystical Dispute? What? Okay. Sure. Play this. So I can end step this, or I can cast this now. Not much of a difference. I don't really like sacrificing a land in this spot, so I think I'm just going to go with this. I'll get a Black Source? Yeah. Okay. So Faithless Looting, Treasure Token, or Lotus Petal, for you boomers out there. No, excuse me. Oh no, it would be the boomers. Yeah, I was about to say Zoomers, but Zoomers wouldn't know what Lotus Petal is. I think Golos is slightly better, just because there's a chance this hits like a mana dork or something, right? Reveals card's top planeswalker creature. Unless your entire deck is predicated on that hitting some spice. Yeah, we're definitely going to go Golos this turn. Definitely going to get World Tree. Don't think it's time for Field of the Dead. Alright, our opponent got something that is arguably not great. And they revealed to us a Shark Typhoon. Each spell and ability, shore, tails in. Okay, so those are not in their hand. They go to the bottom, or do they get shuffled? Now, bottom in a random order. Alright, this can kill us, but you usually win in one, like, foul swoop. It's not, like, poking your opponent to death or anything like that. Bolas the Citadel next turn. I don't think I'm stoked about that, though. Well, that's bad. That's really bad, actually. I think we just lose now. That puts us extremely far behind. Cultivates a good recovery somewhat. Okay. Yeah, let's do that. And then, let me pass. Do it on my turn. Or their turn. Oh, Teferi, are you serious? So they sift it through 600. They have Escape Shift. Koligon's Command, Veil of Summer, Rip Apart. Okay. So it's Super Friends? It's just like Prismatic Bridge Super Friends? Yeah, Teferi is probably one of the few... one of the few Planeswalkers we really didn't want to see. They're running Negate? I should stop being surprised about things. Anything can happen. That's what I've learned. That's what I'm learning. Anything is possible. So I recast Golos? Yeah. Okay, so they have a removal spell, but not a counter spell. Don't think that's relevant. Sure. Yeah, that's fine. Put this back. Get Field of the Dead. Play land. Get another zombie. Alright. Oh! Oh my god. Jin Gitaxian. Oh my god. We lose our hand next turn? I have no answer to that. Well, I could Bolas's Citadel. Never mind. I was gonna Bolas's Citadel Scheming Symmetry into like the Panultimate Answer, but now I can't. Because I could have done that and got like Ruinous Ultimatum, blow up my opponent's board. Would have been back in it, kind of. But now I don't think we are back in it. I think we're dead. Opponent discards 2 cards here. They have a ton of untapped mana. We've seen plenty of counter spells. Jin Gitaxias, dude. Oh my god. That's hilarious. Opponent discards 2 things that aren't super relevant. Ramp spell, ramp spell. This pretty much has to blow this up, but I can't imagine it resolving. In fact, I think our only out is hoping this resolves. Right? Cool, we're dead. Alright. Swan Song. Enchantment, instant sorcery. Sure. Not planeswalker, not creature. That sucks. That sucks. Always bumping into these weird matchups, but that's a cool deck, I guess. I can't say I've bumped into that before. Okay, it's the same thing again. We actually have the super early Golos, because we have this boy. Artifacty boy. So I'll play land, land, land. No, I don't, do I? Because I don't have a... I need 2 untapped sources, turn 2 and turn 3. Yeah, I actually don't have it. Maybe I can scry into it, I guess. Does that mean I should turn 1 Thoughtseize? No, I don't think so. But if I'm not turn 1 Thoughtseizing, I'm not turn 2 Thoughtseizing either. Oh, we'll see what happens. That's fine. I'll keep that. Black, cast this, get... it's enticing to cast or name red or white. I'm not going to do that. Green, I think I'm going to do green, yeah. There's not a lot of red or white cards in the deck, and that's not really our... This does not have the prerogative of allowing us to cast those cards. This is more of a rampant growth style thing to do stuff earlier. So I'm just not going to do it. The stars have to align for this to do what it's destined to do. So I don't even know if I'm big on this card. I might take it out, but we'll cast it here. Play this tapped. Can definitely Thoughtseize, and I will. Teferi... Phyrexian Obliterator? What? Thassa? That's the flicker thing, right? The only thing it flickers is Golos. I don't think I'm frightened of this combo. At least not right now. Burial Rites is also very strange. This doesn't have any targets. I think I'm just going to take Teferi. Yeah. Let's take Teferi. Interesting set of cards. They have no answer to Weaponsmith doing anything. Wait, they're just passing? What? 1, 2, 3. Oh, I guess they couldn't do anything except Valky, right? So they're just going to draw a card off of this. So in that case, I will cast... Yep, we're going to cast Golos. Exploit this guy as so long as he's in play, I suppose. Get Field of the Dead. I think we're getting Field of the Dead here. We have a lot of ramp in hand. Not concerned about missing colors. Yeah. It's 96 degrees. This is insane. I have to like turn my AC off when I stream. Otherwise, you literally can't hear me talk to you. That sucks, but it's the price of undescribable success. Yes, yes. All right, so now we're gonna. Don't have another artifact for this. Search your library for card name. Yeah. This card is totally useless once you cast Golos. Yeah, I don't know if I like this. I really don't. Alright, I'll kick this, get blue-black so I can Thought Eraser. Blue-black. Thought Eraser. Don't care. Don't think I care. Don't really care. Definitely don't care. This doesn't seem to do anything either. I guess I'll just take Golos. Yeah, I'll just take Golos. Oh, Ashiok's is really good here. Yeah, alright, we'll keep Ashiok. Opponent scries. They don't like the card. Poke for 4. I have an upkeep stop. Oh, it's just scry again, I guess. Yeah. Sure. They topped it. Okay. Another thing about Phyrexian Obliterator is you're a 5-color deck. Our opponent has no black in play. In fact, they can't cast anything out of their hand at all. I guess they can next turn. Tap target creature. Okay, so they can tap something next turn. Knock yourself out. Well, you want to do it on my turn, otherwise it doesn't do anything. There you go. Alright, so we'll go to combat. Make our opponent tap this. I'm just going to go to combat first because it speeds up the rest of my turn as our opponent does this now instead of holding priority after every single little thing I do. Poke. So I can Ashiok and I can cast Regrowth. So Ashiok. I'm going to mill my opponent. I don't really want to mill myself. Alright, Chromatic Lantern, search for Escanta and some lands. This also doesn't seem like it does anything. It stops this from blowing up my black, white, green. So I can discard that, but I can't cast this then. Oh, wait, no, I can, right? I can. I forgot about the Cold Steel Heart. So I'll take this. And then I'll pass. This is instant. I can sacrifice... Don't know what to sacrifice. Oh, they found an answer to Ashiok. That's annoying. Yep. Alright, I think I'm going to sacrifice this. It's basically a swamp. I might as well turn it into a snow-covered swamp. It's kind of the same thing. 1, 2, 3. Need another green source. I guess I'll go to snow one. Does this give me a zombie? Yeah, it does. Oh, Tail's End was really good. Tail's End was very, very good. This is a legendary on the enchantment side, right? Yeah, so this does stuff. Alright, so maybe I'm wrong about Tail's End. I'm just wrong. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can't cast any of the big spicy cards like this. Is Ujin good? Eh. Bolas' Citadel seems good. I can draw a lot of cards with that one. Casualties of War is always nice, right? They don't have a lot of stuff. I think I'm just going to take a Casualties of War. I think I'm just going to take that. If our opponent's smart, they won't... I'm not going to Tail's End this, obviously. If our opponent's big brain, they'll just go for Valky, and I just won't care. Otherwise, I'll just Tail's End this. No, I don't even have to Tail's End that, right? Because I can blow it up with the Casualties of War. Yep. Hey, we got Bolas' Citadel anyways. Alright, land, enchantment. Opponent doesn't have an artifact, so enchantment, and the land will be this one. And I can Tails in next turn when they try to cast it again, if they do. They might not. They need a land. Yeah, they have to draw land to do that. They're so far away from Phyrexian Obliterator, it's actually depressing. Yeah. Yeah, there's like no way out of that, I don't think. This is a very odd deck. See, that's the sporadic nature of this format. Is your opponent's just gonna... Sometimes you're gonna bump into people with some crazy stuff. Phyrexian Obliterator is a cool card, but the problem is you kind of need a lot of black sources, so the more colors you are, the less likely you are to like ever cast it. And even without that into consideration, I don't think I'd ever discard it because damage isn't really the name of the game from my deck, so I don't really have to win with combat. I can always just like ultimate a Liliana or fly over it, maybe with infinite turns or something like with this, or take it over with this, or kill it with that. Like it's not that great. Bolas' Citadel even escape the wild. Like, you just outvalue your opponent. That's kind of where you want to be. So taking this creature-based line is a little bit disadvantage. Puts you at a disadvantage. All right, I gotta use the bathroom. No one go anywhere. My 700,000 viewers while I go to the bathroom. I need a be right back like stream things. It's just not like my wall. Of course, my room is the hottest room of the house too, right? Of course it is. But I mean, I have like a supercomputer running, and I can literally feel the heat coming off my computer. My room is actually insanely hot. All right, let's run it back. What are we, like 3-1 or something? Yeah, 3-1. Yeah, okay. Oh, an Uro deck. Ooh. Okay. Alright. That's a way to guarantee Uro every single game. Uro is a very good card. Not like insanely good, but it's kind of cool how you can like put it in the graveyard if you want instead, and it's kind of the same. Okay. Just gonna play that. This would probably be a blue source, but we'll see. Always make your flip lands like the last thing you do, because you never know which color you want, even though it's kind of obvious I'm gonna go with green this time. You never know. Alright, opponent cast turn 3 Uro. Very likely they get a land. They do. Blast Zone. Okay. They put their... Yep, they put the commander in the graveyard. I definitely want to do a turn 3 play, so I'm not going to put the temple and play this blue. I think I'm just going to pass and cast Omen. Snarl. Okay. Get a Swamp. Swampy boy. Opponent rewinds it. Okay. Alright. They should have definitely untapped this so they could at least put a counter on it. It makes me... Let's move. Alright, so they have Frilled Mystic. It's painfully obvious. It's Frilled Mystic, Growth Spiral, or the 4-mana Growth Spiral that, like, draws 2 and puts 1 into play or something like that. Alright, let's find out which one it is. It's probably a Frilled Mystic. There's no other way no other reason to untap this. Draw 3, then discard 1. Okay. Interesting. I guess I overthought it. Yeah. It's probably... If you don't have Frilled Mystic in your hand, you should definitely untap this. Unless you're really, really trying to send the message that you have Frilled Mystic and I try to play around it or something. Do we want another land? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't think so. Especially with the chance that the next card is also a land. I don't like that. Okay, they cycle a Shatter. Wilderness Reclamation? What on earth? So... Thoughtseize? Veil of Summer? Aha, okay, alright. Do I just cast Golos or do I cast Chromatic Lantern? I guess I cast Golos. It demands a counter spell and they obviously have one, so Uh-huh. Ah, that wouldn't have stopped this, but not much I could do now, right? They put a counter on Blast Zone, sure. Can they cast Golos again? They can yeah, now we probably in a terrible spot because they could just escape this and they just have infinite mana with this on my turn. So Golos hitting me every turn. I mean, Golos, Uro hitting me every turn in conjunction with them drawing 2 cards a turn. I'm probably dead. Safe to say I am deadsy wedsy. I will try to cast Agonizing Remorse to see what my opponent does. Probably nothing good. Let's see what happens. See if I can take a gander. What are they doing? Sublime Epiphany. Okay. We're dead. There's no coming out of this. Alright. Cool deck. I like that. So you're blue-green, you have a ton of counter spells, and Uro is your, like, win the game card, I guess. Now, their deck is significantly worse if they don't have Wilderness Reclamation. It would be interesting to see what that game would be like if that card was not in the equation there. Shoot, it should be a mythic rare. Alright, Teferi, sure. It's very cool to see Teferi as like a super popular one. That's nice. I might do that next time. I like that. A Teferi commander deck. That's like what more could I ask for, right? Alright, no turn 2 play, so I guess I'll just do this. Sublime Epiphany. Don't care. Counter spell. Don't really care about a creature counterspell because all it really hits is Golos. Kind of want to take one of these. I'll take the 3-mana counters, I think. Yeah. Especially knowing about this, it makes it way worse. Definitely not going to brainstorm. Beginning of your deals damage, exiles many cards, you may play lands. Okay, so they have to have a creature to crew that. I find that rather unlikely. So I'll go Forest, Cultivate. Get a black and green, black, guess blue. Play the blue. So now they also have to have a second blue source to even cast their Essence Scatter. Opponent did not find a second blue source, so I guess they don't want to play Magic anymore because I cast Golos next turn and things probably get more difficult for them. I also don't really know the point of that vehicle. They probably don't have a lot of creatures in their deck, so you don't really ever crew it up. I don't know why they cast it like that. It's not like Heart of Kiron or whatever, where you can like use Planeswalker loyalty to crew it. So I don't know what it's doing in their deck. But to be fair, we didn't see that many cards in their deck. I just don't necessarily agree with it. Alright, so they're on the play with their own 5-mana insane thing, and we're on the draw with their 5-mana insane thing. We have 1 ramp spell. Pretty likely we'll get there with a turn 4 Golos. Really wish these were something else. I don't like this. Ugh. I mean, I have to mulligan. This is just really bad. This is really bad. Alright, I'll keep this and get rid of a card that's otherwise dead anyways. That's nice. Thief of Sanity can be a serious problem. Temple play. I'll put that on the bottom. Our whole hand is ramp. We have a ramp spell next turn even, so I'll just put it on the bottom. cast this. Name green or black? Blue, blue, blue. Green, green, green. Black, black. So I guess black. I don't think I need more than double black, though. I'm naming black, screw it. I'm naming black. I have some 1 mana black spells. Maybe I can... No, I can't do anything crazy next turn. I think it's just Thief of Sanity. Interesting. Our opponent's only played Sultai mana this game so far. They've only played Sultai mana. Does not help them cast their enchantment. So here, I think we're definitely going to Thief of Sanity. So we'll scry, see what's going on. Don't want that. This is a must-answer threat. And they have to do it right now. Oh, dude, no. No. Alright. What do we not have? Let's get that. Play this. Pass. That's so busted. So they might have Thassa in their deck, so they can flicker stuff like this, which would be rather devastating, but I can't do much about that. Thassa is, in fact, indestructible. That's hilarious. Garruk's Harbinger? What? Okay. So do we cast Golos? Feel the Dead? Yeah. I think we do. Can I cast this first? No, because 1, 2, 3, 4. No, because I'll have 4 mana. I can do this and that. I think Golos is better. It also blocks this Harbinger. I don't know. Feel the Dead doesn't seem super relevant in this game. I think I'm going to take the World Tree. Pass. Opponent is kind of like what we're doing. Sultai, but you have a 5-color commander. Seems like it, at least. This does have a green side. Not the best green side, but a green side nonetheless. Putrefy, sure. I don't even agree with the attack here, because it lets me draw a card. Yeah, I don't agree with this. I don't think this is about damage. Maybe it is. Maybe they wind up capitalizing on this. I can't imagine they do, though. Alright, so... now we can get Feel the Dead. So I guess I'll do that. Oh, they have Assassin's Trophy? Oh, it is Assassin's Trophy. That's hilarious. Alright, basic Swamp. They're smart. They did it in the right order, because Feel the Dead would have got a second zombie if they did it the other order. Play land. This does let us do another thing this turn. Do I want this or this? I think I want this. Alright. We're in a decent spot. We got the Feel the Dead regardless, and we gum up the board. So if our opponent's more of a creature-based deck, which it seems like they are, this is a good spot to be. Castle Lockbane. They might not have any red or white at all. Same approach as me. Or they might splash it. Crisis for 4. 4/4, draw 2. Can't attack. If they keep me off Golos... Ooh, do we want that? I don't think I want that. The minus doesn't seem great. It just dies immediately. We do draw 2 cards because we have some zombies. Maybe that is good. Kill 2 of their creatures. They keep a 4/4. It does mean I'm not casting Golos this turn. I'm going to go for it. It seems really good. Hard to pass up. I'd rather not draw land. So I think I'm going to cast this first. Huh. Our opponent immediately could answer that. You know, maybe it was smarter to just plus the Liliana. But I don't think I would ever plus Liliana in that spot, right? Like, if our opponent has any removal spell, which they're Sultai, I mean, even Casualties of War, this is just devastating. to plus it, and they just kill it with like a removal spell, and they keep their board. Yeah, I get a zombie. The board is still gummed up. They're poking me for 4. The minus would have me draw 2. They sacrifice probably these 2, right? Because I have the board pretty much taken care of. These are never going to get through, and this could... They have to keep this to finish off Liliana in the first place. They used an Assassin's Trophy already on something I don't necessarily agree with. Assassin's Trophy in Golos is probably the worst sequence of line of play ever, because it gives you the land to just do this immediately next time, or next turn cycle. Golos isn't about his activation, it's mostly about just getting very powerful lands. So I think I always minus, and so these 4 die. We draw 2 cards. Decent chance we find something we want to cast. We could even do this first. Could have done this first to find something immediately. I don't think I would have done that though, because it would give our opponent access to whatever we both get here. Especially with something like this in play, where I might even mill something, and as ever so slightly higher chance I just draw whatever I was going to find. Not super relevant. We have 81 cards in our deck, but I don't know why they scooped. Probably because they have no answer to this. It's just strange to see the Assassin's Trophy used that early in that case, especially on something that's not super relevant. I don't know. But the only reason you scoop there is because you assume I'm going to plus, which means you probably don't have any removal spells in your hand. Even though I was definitely going to minus and you were immediately going to kill it. Oh, Nicol Bolas. Spicy. Ugh. Alright, so we're gonna keep this hand off of everything except these 2 cards. So I guess I'll do that. Temple. I'll keep that on top. I think I'm gonna turn to discard if my opponent allows me to. Seems as though they do. Alternatively, I can turn to this dude. I think oh, this seems good. This seems good. Because now I can turn 3 Golos here if they don't answer this. Opponent's reading it like, what? Don't kill it. Don't. No. Oh, dude, no. Alright, so I guess... do I need a green? Do I need another green? I don't think so. I would rather just cast this. Maybe just cast this, so stop our opponent from doing whatever they're going to do next turn. Cling to dust? What? Disdainful? I just take Prismatic Man. 4/3. No. Any minute. Okay. Black. They still need to find a land to cast Nicol Bolas. Play this. Oh, we got the creature Nicol Bolas. That's hilarious. Alright. Please don't have a... Oh, come on! Ugh. Guess I'm killing this. This just gives them the land to cast this again. Assassin's Trophy is not great. It's kind of like a desperation thing and answer anything and hope it's good enough kind of card. Please don't have a land. Please don't have a land. Hey, they don't have a land. Alright, so they probably take a Agent Treachery. I don't like any of these 2. This is kind of a combo, right? But I'm so far away from it, I'd argue it's not super relevant, especially when you have Disdainful Stroke in hand. An Ashiok of your own? Alright, so that turns this off, that's for sure. It also turns off Golos, to which they have an answer to Golos in hand. So that's not good at all. They'll probably cast this next turn, so I guess I'm stuck with this. Alright, this is bad. I think we just got it. We just got it this game. I think I'm just gonna scoop. I can't search my library. This dies to both cards in hand. I can cast this to scry, which I basically have to. No, we're dead. That's all barring our opponent doesn't draw a land to cast Nicol Bolas and make us lose anyways. I feel like the Nicol Bolas matchup is pretty favorable too, so that's kind of unfortunate. Oh, I got 2 packs. I don't know when that happened. Wasn't paying attention. Mythic Wild card? Yeah. And the Paladin class. How terribly useless. Alright. I'm not going to hedge against the Nicol Bolas deck. I would hedge more against the Teferi deck, which means you inconsequentially hedge more against the Nicol Bolas deck, because they're pretty similar, right? Run like Negate instead of Compulsive. This card doesn't seem to be the greatest. Drawing is nice, but I think I can see an argument for Negate over this. I haven't actually cast this yet, but this obviously seems like why wouldn't you want this, right? It's almost always good. Escape the Wilds. I haven't cast that either yet. The other Vorniclick seems decent too from what we've seen, but your opponent can just blow it up, take a turn off doing nothing, and you didn't really do anything. Zakama is kind of difficult to cast. Also, the things it does isn't great. What I like about it is, you can cast it off Golos, maybe, and then have a second Golos activation, because it untaps your lands. You got a 9/9 in that exchange, and even if you don't want to activate Golos again, you always have these abilities to use. You can kill some creatures, your opponent, gain life, or naturalize into oblivion, which is probably the most likely outcome. Harness Infinity was only good like twice. Might take this out. Might take that out. It seems like overkill. You don't really want to find yourself in a position where 10 of the cards in your deck are win more and not just help you win. Like, this doesn't necessarily help you win, it just helps you win more. Like, you did this and you probably already won. Either way, I still have to find a card to add. There's some Planeswalkers. No, we're going to go with Negate, I think. We're just going to go with Negate. Or some kind of counter spell. Definitely not Censor. Probably Negate. I think we're going to go with Negate, yeah. Disdainful Stroke seems good, too, because there's only like one super popular commander that doesn't get hit by Disdainful Stroke. And there's a lot of cards that just get hit by it inconsequentially from every single deck. It is a slower format. Maybe that's better than Ujin. Ujin can't even get targeted by Emergent Ultimatum because it's colorless. So I can see an argument of getting rid of this. It's also has not seemed to be super relevant in any instance in which I wish I had it in my hand. A basic 3-mana counterspell seems not terrible. We got hit by Spell Swindle and it was rather backbreaking, which is hilarious. Rewind seems popular too. I don't know about that one. You probably want more counterspells than what I'm running to justify that. I think I'm going to go with... I mean, it's so satisfying to Spell Swindle something, but it costs 5 mana, right? Like, that's no easy task. That's pretty challenging. My opponent only cast it because all their mana dorks tap for 2 instead of 1, so they could get it early, and then they had a bunch of tokens. The treasure tokens which tap for 2, right? Because they have their commander in play, because like non-land sources tap for 2, so they just have like Omniscience basically off of Spell Swindle. Don't know if I like it that much. I am hedging against Disdainful Stroke, so I think I'm going to put that in. Wish you could put a second negate, but you can't. Memory Lapse is kind of annoying for your opponent, but doesn't solidly answer what your opponent's doing. I'd almost rather this be Remand, if they chose to go that route instead of this for like the historic thing. Just because Remand draws you a card, this essentially undoes your opponent's draw, but I think it's a little bit better for you to draw a card than your opponent to not draw a card, I think. Kind of the same, but a little bit better in your end. Especially how, if you Memory Lapse on your turn, your opponent just immediately casts it again on their turn, because you put it on top of their deck. They probably both have a place. They probably both have a place. Alright, so what are we putting? Spell Pierce? No, I'm not gonna... I don't like Spell Pierce. I don't like it. It seems good when it's good, but otherwise it's completely useless. And I don't think it's good often enough in this format that goes to like turn 10. Or at least in a deck where your intention is to kind of go late. So if one deck is always trying to go a little bit later, not big on it. It's also not great, all these counter spells with Golos activations, because these just don't do anything. Is Brawl good? Brawl's an quote-unquote ramp spell. It makes your counter spells a little bit better. They cycle. How many cards does Brawl affect in my deck? It doesn't affect these because there's no colorless. So 1, kind of. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 24? It affects 24 cards on my deck. And some of those are not ramp spells. The non-ramp spells it affects don't seem the greatest to just discount. And really anything that costs 2 or less doesn't seem great to discount because, you know, you could cast it anyways, right? I don't know. It is kind of a ramp spell. I was using it in Magic Duels with my, like, Sandworm Convergence decks because it essentially was a ramp spell because there was so many cultivates and stuff like that Brawl just lets you cast it earlier. Yeah, I don't think we want another counterspell. Counterspells are definitely a double-edged sword. This is a counterspell I like because you don't have to do the counterspell, and Golos still can do something if it hits it. I think keeping your deck within the realm of Golos activations is good, so I don't like regular counterspells that much. But this one does other things. It's not good outside of Golos activation because it costs 6 mana, right? If I'm leaving up 6 mana, I'm kind of going against what the rest of my deck is trying to do. So I'm not super big on it. Maybe you just don't want to counterspell. Maybe not. Not many discard spells to do in tandem. Elspeth Conquers Death? Not Elspeth's Nightmare. Conquers Death seems alright. We are 5 color, even though it's primarily Sultai. Could get away with casting this. This answers like the early commander, that blue-green guy, Kimen or whatever. It does have a discard attached to it. Exiling your opponent's graveyard is somewhat relevant. Probably more relevant in most... It's relevant in more games than it is not. So this is probably good. Singleton 100 card formats tend to have relevant graveyard strategies in all decks. Even like mono red has graveyard synergies. So attacking your opponent's graveyard is Pretty good. See, not Euro. Euro all over the place. It's another reason to cast this. Just the first chapter, the first saga is just not great, though. It really isn't. I almost want another Planeswalker, but I don't know... I don't know what Planeswalker... Elspeth? Oh, Chandra? I don't like this kind of closing speed. Doesn't seem super relevant. Nissa seems good, right? We're mostly Sultai. We don't have a lot of forests, though, so her mana doubliness is eh. And her ultimate is eh, because there's not a lot of forest to pull out. Yeah, I'm not big on that. Teferi, I'm kind of big on. I'm surprised this is banned. It's weird to see that banned. This doesn't seem like the format where this is, like, insane, but maybe it is. 5 minutes of Fairy seems good. I don't have a lot of ways to hardcore defend it, and that makes it a little bit worse. There's not a lot of creature stuff I'm going on, outside of, like, Field of the Dead. If I don't have Field of the Dead in play, Teferi's just not good if your opponent has anything that's creature-based, big chillin' on the board. So I'm not a big fan of that. I do like Ashiok. The Exiles, the 2/3s are good. I know this is turning into like a brew more than it is actually playing the deck, but hey. I enjoy deck building as much as I do actually playing the deck. Especially in non-ranked formats, when you're not like ranked to win or lose. It kind of... I think that's more enjoyable a little bit. We are 5-color, so we can run like something like this. The only thing is the mountain. The red source is a little bit difficult, but other than that, it's not terrible, right? If I can cheese this out turn 6 or 7, it's basically the payoff of what the Grixis deck is trying to do, without it being your actual commander. Maybe that's good enough. I guess I'll try it. Yeah, it seems cool. It seems spicy. Your sideboard is empty. Field Trip and Masterminds? No, you can't have a sideboard in this format, though. So, unless you can. Someone will have to look that up. Alright, I'll play like 1 or 2 more games. It's been 700 hours. I also don't want to... I don't want to end on that, so... The in-game volume's not too loud, I don't think. Turned down a bit, but I don't think so. It's actually kind of quiet. Winota. Oh, Winota. Spicy. Alright, the rest of our hand is terrible. Outside of the lands. Excuse me. Dude, this Agent of Treachery just like won't leave me alone. Keep it. I'm gonna cough. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. Sorry. Almost died. Alright. So red-white with a 1-drop. So probably on the more aggressive footing. Stonebinder's Familiar. If you're put in the end, put a counter. One more cards, exile. Sure. Explorer? I think we go with Explorer. Yeah. Hopefully we're not too slow. I can't imagine we're too slow. What the? Using its toughness rather than its power? Okay, so they're basically an all-in 1 and 2-drop deck. Cast Winota and then hope Winota hits some spice. So with that in mind, it's probably a good idea. We didn't hit a land. We didn't hit a land, so I can't leave up Tails End for Winota, which is probably super relevant this game. This is probably really bad. I can't afford to let Winota resolve. I really can't. I have to Tails End it. All I'm doing is like buying time for not much payoff, but... Oh, our opponent actually just didn't attack. They didn't cast Winota. This seems rather odd. Seems extremely odd, actually. I'm gonna cycle this. Yeah, I don't think I agree with that. Yeah, you flip this, but it just doesn't seem great. All right, so we'll just pass. Cast Winota now. They don't cast Winota still. Oh my god. Winota now? I mean, it's almost free. Just cast Winota. Oh my god, opponent, please. Toxic. Alright, we'll get a blue? Yeah, we'll get a blue. I think our opponent's waiting for us to tap out on their turn. Which is fair, right? Like, we could just die to this, and that would be emotionally devastating, but I guess that's all it takes, right? So we can kick this. I think I'm going to kick this. Get some lands. Yeah. Kind of hedged into doing this at this point, right? Oh no, we didn't get a blue source. Oh, we didn't get a blue source. Oh, I didn't get a blue source. I forgot, dude. I forgot. Alright, we're probably dead anyways. Let's see what our opponent does. Let's see all the spice our opponent gets off of these Winota triggers. Yep. Craterhoof Behemoth? Oh, they can't run that. They can't run that. What do they get? Lena? Okay. Yeah, gain some life. Blah, blah, blah. Thundering Spark Mage? Okay. Yeah. That's hilarious. They pretty much see their whole deck. I mean, damn near, right? What's that? Hackdos. Okay. Sure. Surprisingly enough, if we had, like, that one sweeper, we could live from this. That was not good game. Good games over here. Whoops. I didn't mean to do the red thing. Alright, so our opponent played around us dealing with Winota until we couldn't because we messed up and didn't get a blue source. I assume our opponent paid attention to that and didn't just happen to cast Winota the same turn cycle we didn't have blue untapped. Alright. Duress against Ashiok. That seems like a thick choice. Don't care. Don't care. Yeah, I'll take the dispute. Do you have green here? We do, so I guess I'll just do this and that. Not much else I want to do here. They have a Murderous Rider. That might be slightly annoying. Murderous Rider, huh? Single target removal doesn't seem great in this format. Yeah. Alright, we don't have a fourth land, so I guess I'll just do this. Get any color, and then green, black, so a blue. Just to even it out a bit. Oh, right. We don't want to crack that because we have Brainstorm. I might not even cast an end step because all I'm willing to put back is this. And I don't even know if I want to do that. Alright, that was a really good draw because now I can do this and this. That seems really nice. I might even leave this up as a block. I mean, as a creature to tap instead of attacking, so I could play around a discard spell, which they probably have plenty of. Essence Scatter. Sure. Interesting. Sure. Sacrifices a creature. Alright, do I need... No, I don't. I'm going to keep Brainstorm in hand, so I'm just going to crack this, get a Swamp. Cast you. I'll get Field of the Dead here. they might be hard-pressed to deal with a perpetual influx of tokens. Especially they just cast Ashiok here. It's not doing that much. Oh. Loses all ability is a blue fish. That's hilarious. That's funny. Alright, so do we cast... This dies to Murderous Rider. I can't imagine that's worth it. So I think I'm just going to do this. That was really good. I'm swinging. I'm sending a message. Fortunately, Golos being a 0/1 is not super relevant. It still dies to most things your opponent may or may not do. Go away. Go away. Transform. Alright, so land. That does make zombie tokens. And then I'll make an 8/8 that our opponent can't deal with. We can also use this enchantment. They're blue-black. They don't have a lot of answers to this Kiora thing. They can make me bounce it, and then I'll probably discard this. It is hard to kill it, because this isn't doing much. But they can't attack anyways, because they don't want me to recast Golos. They also can't cast this, because I'll recast Golos. Not the best card combination there. This and that. And blue-black doesn't really have a lot of answers to enchantments, if any at all, other than, like, bounce off of this, I guess. Doom Whisperer. Okay, that's spicy. They should definitely... Well, I was about to say definitely swing, but I guess it's not super relevant if they swing or not. Do I kill Ashiok with this Kiora second thing that taps all their stuff? Do I kill Ashiok here? I could take it over next turn, but I think killing one of their creatures... I mean, killing this means I'm in a good position to just take over Doom Whisperer instead. It deals with more than one permanent. I can cast Liliana. It immediately dies. They lose these two. This stays around. I lose these two, draw two. This stays around. I kill this next turn cycle. I could play this in plus. No, but they have Murderous Rider, so I don't want to do that. I think I'm just going to minus. Yeah, we're going to minus. It gets Golos back into a good spot. So let's do that. And we get rid of the things that are milling us, which is always nice, right? Yeah, alright. Opponent agrees. That's the second person that scooped to a Liliana that could immediately kill it, which is kind of funny. Especially in a spot where they could almost mill themselves for the perfect card to deal with it, because they can mill like 10 times, surveil 10 times, surveil 2. We're probably going to mind control, or active treason, whatever you want to call it, take over whatever the thing is they do next turn, which is either recast this, if they... Yeah, no, they didn't need another land, so they didn't have to top one. If they recast Ashiok, their best bet was probably to minus this, kill Liliana with this. We, in return, kill Ashiok, but they keep Doom Whisperer around. They still have Murderous Rider. And then next turn we could recast this, discarding... Because if they bounce it, discarding after exile a card, probably this. They never found a discard spell, so Brainstorm was fortunately just a looming issue for our opponent. We also had Escanto, just if we ran out of gas, which we almost did, but Golos makes it so you almost never run out of gas. Another thing I like about this, other than the ability to do this, which is kind of a secondary thing, is I think I originally had this in the deck because I was like that Sultai dude that like cast things at a graveyard, so it's nice to mill your own stuff. Alright, I think I'm going to call it there, though. It's been 600 hours. I can't remember his name. The Sultai dude. This guy, Madroltha. Yeah, because Madroltha was originally my commander. I added some red and white spells, obviously, but before that, Search for Sconce lets you like mill stuff, and then he could cast out of your graveyard. But the only problem is he's just a little bit too slow, right? Like you mill some cards, and you sometimes get value, barring your opponent not having any graveyard interaction. Otherwise, he is completely useless. Ashiok is good against both Golos and Madroltha, so Ashiok's just really good in that case, because you just can't search your library for lands, and you can't use your graveyard. Ashiok also mills you, which is another reason Madroltha might be good, because it still exiles your opponent's graveyards, even if you don't target them. But yeah, I like this deck. It probably could get some work done on it. There's so many different ways you can play Golos, though, right? Like, you can do anything you want. This is just kind of my starting point of it, because this thing is around for a while. You get to play this historic Brawl for a good minute. Never really got to cast Ruinous Ultimatum, but you know, anyone would agree if you just flip it off of Golos, you just devastate your opponent out of nowhere, and that's pretty backbreaking. Don't like counter spells in the face of Golos. Don't like X spells, because off of Golos they always have to be 0. Never got to see the Zakama Dream. Never. I don't even think I saw. No, I saw Zakama once in my hand, I think. The red source, I think, was the reason I couldn't cast it, and it probably didn't do anything anyways in the spot that I had it. Open the Gates is nice. Could probably get away with a little bit more ramp and a little bit more interaction and a less amounts of big payoffs, because all you really got to do is get there, where you're just spamming Golos or whatever, and you'll probably find a win. So maybe if I had less huge top end, it would let the deck curve out a little bit better, get Golos a little bit faster, close the game out a little bit sooner, and could maybe add some spot removal spells, because again, I don't like counter spells with Golos activations. But anyways, thanks for watching. If you made it this far, kudos. If you're on YouTube and you made it this far, like and subscribe. I'll probably be making more of this tomorrow. This historic Brawl thing is extremely appealing to me. I really like this format a lot. So we'll see. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.